Good morning. Well, I recorded myself cooking breakfast and having a pretty good morning, but I did not get around to doing this really unprofessional voiceover until 5:11 a.m. It is 5:11 a.m. right now, and I am getting plenty of sleep, but I'm still having trouble getting my sleep schedule straightened out. I'm sure I'll get it done just in time to go back to work, which is in another day and a half or so. Oh no, 2.5 days. Don't even know what day it is. It's Tuesday morning, almost 5:15 in the morning, and I'm laying in bed. One of these days, I will get a microphone and do this like a professional. But until then, let's enjoy the view. Look at that beautiful view. On the left, you have that gorgeous, gorgeous olive oil dispenser that my friend Julie gave me. Love it so much. I never knew I could have one that would work so well. And it does. It works so well. I absolutely love drizzling olive oil into my pan. I don't use it on making this breakfast. Look at me smelling the pot. It was clean, but I didn't use my olive oil on this breakfast, but I did later in the evening when I cooked up some hamburger steaks for me and my niece real quick. But absolutely delicious. I have in that bottle right now some Bertolli olive oil, which is, I have been told by somebody, is absolutely the best olive oil. And I have learned the hard way that you shouldn't buy a super large bulk bottle, because when you use the smaller bottles, it stays. I don't know that it stays fresher, but the longer you have it, the more likely it's not going to smell as fragrant as when you have a smaller bottle. So anyway, I'm using up that Bertolli before I pour into it the bottle to the right. The bottle to the right is a beautiful gift from a beautiful couple that I just visited in Louisiana, and they surprised me with this beautiful bottle of olive oil, and it was so cute. It had a sweater on it. It had its own. I think they made these little sweaters to put on bottles of wine, but because my friends and I were not drinkers, they thought it was. And this bottle of olive oil looks like a bottle of wine, so they put that sweater on it, and it was just so cute. So I now have another little sweater to put on my Christmas tree next Christmas. Speaking of, my bestie's son came over today and helped me knock out a lot of stuff today. He hauled out to my little shop, my little shed in the back, all of my Christmas, and managed to put it up in the loft out of the way until next year. We missed 2 boxes. That's my fault. No biggie. I can put these last 2 boxes in my brand new wagon and roll it out there. I got a wagon or a utility cart for Christmas. I'm so excited to use, and my favorite thing is it holds 1,000 pounds. Not that I'm gonna be hauling 1,000 pounds, but maybe, you never know. Volunteering out at the cemetery, I just may throw in a few 100 pounds worth of rocks or sand or whatever's needed to level headstones. So I'm so grateful for that gift from my sister and my niece. And so I'm gonna make some breakfast. And before I get started making breakfast, I gotta clean up my countertop. You saw me squirt it down with some cleanser. I'm letting it sit there while I go over and put some dishes in the sink. I think that's what I was doing. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was making a big, super fat pot of coffee because I learned when I make just a medium to small pot of coffee, it only fills up one of my silicone ice cube trays when I freeze my coffee. Like, as you recall, I have a couple trays of the silicone ice cube trays that that's like made for gin, ice cubes for gin, and I use it to make big frozen cubes of coffee for my iced coffee. So I made a big, huge pot of coffee. You don't see me in this video because in this video all I did was make some breakfast. But once the pot was done and once it cooled down, it filled up both trays of ice very well. It did it very well. My friend's son, he also helped me take a load of Amazon boxes to the landfill. We went around and, you've got various garbage bags and cans of garbage all over the house. And emptying them and getting them all done at once feels so good. I have 2 garbage cans that I bought from a charity about 3 years ago. And this charity comes across really cool things, and the city of Houston gave to this charity their old garbage cans from the Houston Zoo. And they're super strong, super heavy, super strong, and they're wonderful. I have one out by my sister's little house and one in my driveway, which is absolutely awesome to clean your vehicle out and have this big can right there to throw all the trash in out of your vehicle. But it's got a plastic band inside it to hold a heavy duty trash bag, and then the lid flips down, but it's got hand openings where you stick your hand in. So when those get full, they're full and heavy. And so me and he and I emptied both of those cans, plus a really big trash can I keep in my garage. I have a can I keep in between. I'm using this Swedish style towel in here, and it's I'm just using it to dry the stove top, because once it gets hot and I just didn't want to hear all the sizzling of the water from cleaning it. I'm using that. It's like a Swedish towel, and there's my coffee mug. And once it absorbs water, it's reusable and all this fun stuff. My sister decided she doesn't like them, so she gave them to me, and I don't mind them. They work pretty well. But I have a garbage can in between my washing machine and dryer, which I throw into it lint from the dryer, empty detergent bottle, stuff like that. And once it gets full, it's pretty big and heavy, so it was nice to have a young man help me take out that really big bag of trash, plus a big bag from my office, plus from the 2 bathrooms. So it was really nice to fill the bed of the truck up with all of this stuff and get it gone and over with. So we did that as well. I really like making breakfast. Today I'm going to make some eggs and sausage, not the typical breakfast sausage. I made some rice and sausage a little over a week ago, and I have some leftover, and it's Eckrich sausage, which I absolutely love. It's good stuff. I like using it for rice and sausage, but today I'm going to chop it up and put it in the skillet and get it nice and hot to render out the flavor.
Have a piece of your bread?
I'm yelling at my niece. It is super early in the morning when I make this. I was up early yesterday also. So my niece was getting ready to go to work, and rather than pinching a couple slices of her bread, I actually asked permission. And boy, this bread was delicious. It's Pepperidge Farm white, but I think it's like super white. Like it's got, I can't remember. It's got all the vitamins and stuff in it, and it was really good. I made toast with it, and it was very, very good. But I got out 3 eggs. I've said before, it looks like I'm a pig eating 3 eggs, but sometimes when I get going on a day off, those 3 eggs may be the only protein I have all day long. So, sorry, not sorry. I know who my 2 number 1 viewers are, and I know you guys are watching this. So with that in mind, look at the little salt and pepper teapot in the center of the screen near the top. It's sitting on top of a new acquisition that I got from a antique store. It is a little hutch. In the old days, you might call it a, how do you say it? A pie cabinet, maybe, where you put pies to cool. But this one's made for a doll. And I can't remember what it says, but on the back it says the name of the doll it's for. And I bought it from an antique shop, and I thought, man, there's something I can use this for in a cute, different way that it's not intended for. So it looks, you can see next to the olive oil bottle, it's got these legs, so it's raised up on legs. It's got 2 doors, and the doors have little bitty tiny chicken wire in it. So I'm thinking maybe I can pop out that frame and remove the chicken wire and replace it with tiny little pieces of glass, or even plastic of some sort to look like glass. And look at me digging in my snack shack. It is out of control. I really need to organize that and get it straightened out. It is really out of control. I find myself just shoving stuff in there. And even though it's a snack shack, it's a healthy snack shack. You can see my Skinny Pop. I never liked pre-made popcorn. Growing up, I hated it. I never really liked it. But this Skinny Pop, it's really very good. And at the moment, my favorite flavor of Skinny Pop is the cracked black pepper. But, and I also have like trail mix in there and some power balls. There's my kitchen scissors. I know they're my kitchen scissors because I've labeled them kitchen scissors. I have a pair of scissors in every room of my house because growing up, when we needed scissors, we could never find them. And so now I have a pair of scissors in every room of my house. I even have a pair of scissors in my travel bag, my travel toiletries bag, because you never know if you need to color your hair, cover the gray on your hair when you're on a trip, and you need that pair of scissors to cut open the little nozzle on the bottle. And I digress. The little tiny pie hutch like thing in the back, could somebody give me an idea on what to do with it? I thought I could store little mini tea sets in it, but my tea sets aren't that tiny. I'm thinking there's got to be an alternative use for that that's cute, kitschy, fun. Maybe there's something to display in it, or maybe I can use it as a joke for something. Oh my gosh, I wish I had half the jokes to use for all the props for jokes that I have. But that's coming to an end because at this moment, this very moment, my truck, the back seat of my truck and the front seat of my truck is loaded down with stuff I'm taking to the resale shop today in a few hours, as a matter of fact. I have unloaded a ton of serviceware crystal stuff, crystal bowls, crystal plates, and a ton of my stash of things that I intended for practical jokes and never got around to. Is the toast done? No, it's not. And I think my setting got knocked and changed on that. So I had to do the toast again. I got that sausage sizzling really well. It's almost ready to crack the eggs on top of it. So I had to cook the toast twice, and because this bread was super thick, it was having trouble coming out of the toaster. There's my apricot preserves. So good. So good. Yummy, super yummy stuff. Got it ready to slather onto my toast. You know, I've said it before, you can scan left and right through looking at my video and looking at everything in the background, and 90% of it's gifts from my friend Julie. So I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for Julie. Let's see, she gave me the oil dispenser that I love so much. And what else? I was looking at something else that she gave me. What was it? I can't remember. The other night I made waffles on the Texas-shaped waffle appliance that she gave me. Oh, that's so much fun. I love doing that. But, these tongs that are in my hand, those were bought as a practical joke. But I use them in the kitchen. I saw them and I thought, years ago, and I thought, that's going to be the perfect thing to reach down in my drain and pull up a piece of jewelry that went down in my drain. And it worked. When they arrived in the mail a few days later, I went to my bathroom and I pulled something out of my drain with them, and it worked perfectly. Since then, they've been used in the kitchen. I think that's what they're intended for. I saw on the video, the Amazon video advertising them. It said they're good for delicate food items, such as scallops. Haven't cooked scallops with them yet, but I do use them to pry the toast out of the toaster. And the practical joke, that was the accidental benefit, was I laid these on the counter in the hall bathroom that my niece uses. And when she came home from school, this was long ago before she was working, I said, "Hey, I bought you a new grooming tool." She said, "Oh, really?" This was back in the day when she trusted me just a little bit more than she does now. But I said, "Yeah, I got you a new grooming tool. It's on your bathroom counter." So she went in there and found these giant tweezers. These tongs are kind of kitschy because they look exactly like a pair of tweezers, only they're giant. So I think she's getting tired of me. And here we go. Another gift from my bestie, Julie. Look at that. Y'all know how I love a butter knife. She gave me a stack of butter knives. I have beautiful butter knives. I can use butter knives 5-10 times a day and not run out of a clean butter knife. I've got tons of them now. They're super gorgeous. Super, super gorgeous. Gotta butter that toast with my beautiful butter knife before I put on the jelly. I think my eggs are done. I think I've turned them off so they can finish cooking on the warm skillet. The last thing I did with him today, after we put all Christmas away, excuse me while I yawn, he helped me put Christmas away. Then he helped me load up the bed of the pickup truck with all the stuff to take to the landfill. And the last thing he did for me, I nearly cried. He helped me load up my four-wheeler, and then we took it to his dad. His dad is going to help sell it for me. I never use my four-wheeler. I never use it, and it's an inconvenience to have it and not use it, because you have to find time to start it and keep it running. Because if you just let it sit there, all the fluids are going to gum up. And when you go to start it, it'll ruin it. And it costs about $500 to get it all cleaned out. So it is absolutely killing me. But I could really use that money in my savings account. Then I can use a big giant four-wheeler that I'm tiptoeing, trying to get around in my garage and trying to find time to get out and start it. And I only ride it to keep it going. And I don't know, I guess me and my friends are just too old now to ride four-wheelers. Looks like I got my coffee going there. Have I put the jelly on my toast yet? I don't remember. I'm tasting my coffee, and it was just a little too strong for a cup of coffee. It's not too strong to be frozen in ice cubes because you're going to pour almond milk over it and then let it melt and have a nice iced coffee. But for my cup of coffee, it was just a little too strong. As a matter of fact, that is my Maxwell House, which I bought many months ago when I was testing different types of coffee for cold brew, and I wasn't crazy about it. So now I'm making pots of coffee with it to use it up because I'm not going to waste it. So I added just a little bit of milk to that to take off the bitterness of the coffee, and it was good. I went on and jellied my toast, and I plated everything, and I went over to the couch and I ate my breakfast and I drank my coffee while I think I was watching, what did I watch on TV? I think it was I wanted to watch a 60 Minutes episode, but some stupid football game ran over into it and ruined it. But as I went on with the rest of the day, I ate my breakfast and then I went on with the rest of the day. I'm cleaning out my office and rehoming everything that's in there, and I'm about 65% done. I'm really proud of the progress I made today. I gave myself allowances of where I was going to put things, and I said I'm going to allow myself 2 bookshelves for all my sewing supplies, and I managed to put it on one, and stuff like that. So I moved all my art, let's just call it art supplies and leave it at that. I moved it all of it out. I condensed it. I got rid of duplicates. I threw away stuff that's not going to be used. And I had allowed myself 3 shelves, and I got it all on 2. So I'm really proud of myself that I'm getting that stuff moved out. Oh, y'all know I'm in Texas, right? So y'all know I'm going to be putting pecani sauce on my eggs, right? Well, that was a delicious breakfast, and I'm really glad that you guys stopped in and watched me make some breakfast. I hope I didn't jack up the sound too badly. Cheers to you. Cheers. I hope y'all have some good coffee today. Did y'all see the steam coming off of it? Have a wonderful day, buddies. That was for you, cousin. Bye.